Today, I would like to thank my family and my friends, most importantly, my mom and my dad, my sisters, and my best friend Trey, and everybody that supported me all throughout high school, all throughout completing the IB program. So
today, I would like to thank my friends and family, for pushing me to come back to school and finish it.
I'd like to thank Ms. Holt for always inspiring me and supporting me and motivating me to do my best.
I'd like to thank track, my teachers, and my friends.
Today I'd like to thank Ms. Loris for being one of the best teachers I've had at this school. She's the only one who actually really helped me learn anything about history, so she's been the best one so far.
Today I'd like to thank my family, my friends, and all the teachers that have helped me get where I am.
Today I would like to thank my mother.
Today I would like to thank my mom because without her I wouldn't be here for graduation, and she's done everything for me, so shout out to my mom.
Today I would like to thank Ms. Knock for always encouraging me to be a better person.
Today I would like to thank my parents for always believing in me and pushing me to be the best I can be.
Today I would like to thank Miss Christine Gardner because she made a difference. She helped me pass my FSA.
Today I would like to thank God for letting me graduate.
Today I would like to thank Sergeant Joel Jimenez for always being there and being a great inspiration and helping me get through high school.
Today I'd like to thank Chief Master Sergeant Basil Payne and Staff Sergeant Joel Jimenez for making my 4 years of RC the best years and making Seminole High School great, and shout out to Colonel Mel Gibson.
Teachers that made the biggest difference to me was Barbara Jackson.
The teacher that made the biggest difference to me was Mr. Sika because I've never been good at math, but in his class I always had all A's, and he was really nice and always helping other kids if they needed it.
The teacher that made the biggest difference to me was Miss Stump.
The teacher that made the biggest difference to me was Miss Brown because she taught me to be strong and confident.
The teacher that made the most difference to me was Miss Loris because she made U.S. history fun.
That made the biggest difference to me is Coach Molino.
The teacher that made the biggest difference to me was Miss Loris.
The teacher that made the biggest difference to me was Coach Wiggins.
The biggest teacher that made the biggest impact in my life was probably Miss Holt. She's always there for her students and whenever you need her. She's a great person.
The teacher that made the biggest difference to me was
Big Al.
Mr. Mack, we love you.
The teacher that made the biggest difference for me was Miss Painter.
Teacher that made the biggest difference to me was Mr. Farrow, Miss Loris, and Coach Carla Dixon.
Teacher that made the biggest difference to me was Dr. Sato because he's awesome.
Teacher that made the biggest difference to me was hands down Ms. Lauber.
The teacher that made the biggest difference to me was
Mr. Mack,
our homie.
The teacher that made the biggest difference to me was Colonel Gibson.
The teacher that made the biggest difference to me was Miss Emily Painter.
Hello, my name's Jeremy. Keep it simple. My one piece of advice for you upcoming freshmen, just go to class, do your work. That's it. Just simple.
My one piece of advice for next year's freshman class is to go to class and pass the class.
My one piece of advice for next year's freshmen are to be yourself.
My piece of advice for freshmen next year is to participate in every school activity you can, because if you don't, you'll regret it.
My best piece of advice for incoming freshmen would be not to stress out, because I know high school just started and you're scared because you don't have friends, or you're scared about your grades, or you're worried, but everything works out. I'm serious. So don't stress out. That's my best piece of advice.
My piece of advice for next year's freshmen is to enjoy every moment you have because it goes by very quickly. Also, don't stress about your grades and keep it up. Make sure you make friends and have a good time for the next 4 years.
My one piece of advice for freshmen next year is to make time for school and your friends.
Okay, so my biggest piece of advice for next year's freshmen is to never sign up for AP Calc ever in your entire life, regardless of whether you think you're a genius or not. That's it.
My one piece of advice for next year's freshman class is to keep up on your work and don't let it overwhelm you.
The only advice I have for the incoming freshmen is don't care about what people are going to tell you, what people think about you. Do what you want to do with your life, because in 4 years you're never going to see any of them again.
My one piece of advice for next year's freshman class is to work hard. Everything will be okay.
My one piece of advice for next year's freshman class is to take advantage of all the opportunities you can and to have fun.
My one piece of advice for next year's freshman class is to stay motivated, don't give up, pain is temporary, your graduation will determine your forever.
My one piece of advice to the freshmen is it's high school. Make sure you make lasting memories and it will all be great.
My one piece of advice for next year's freshman class is do not give up. Always keep striving for that goal, because if you do not do it, I promise you, you will regret it. You know you want that goal, so you keep going for that goal, and you will get it, guaranteed. Joseph Summerfeld signing off. Goodbye. Thank you.
My one piece of advice for next freshman class is stay in school and maintain your grades.
My one piece of advice for next year's freshman class is to stay safe.
My one piece of advice for next year's freshman year, just take it easy, work hard, and don't stress.
All right, my name is Kevin Graham, and the best place to go to see a lunch is most likely the mall. There's a lot of varieties you can choose from and all that. So.
The best place to go to senior lunch is definitely Chick-fil-A.
Best place to go to senior lunch is McDonald's.
Mickey D's.
The best place to go to senior lunch is McDonald's.
The best place to go for senior lunch is Chick-fil-A.
One regret during high school is not going to class and not doing my work.
One regret during high school was procrastinating when I had plenty of time to do things.
My one regret during high school is procrastination.
My one regret during high school is not doing my homework, because homework sucks.
My one regret during high school would be the fact that I did not get enough sleep, unfortunately.
My one regret during high school is not being more of myself until my last year. I should have been doing it like 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, but I was just trying to be like everybody else.
So my biggest regret in high school is not taking enough risks, and I think I did take a lot of risks, but I didn't take as many, because I think the things that people hesitate most on are things that they're not necessarily going to regret in the future. So I mean, if it is a bad decision, you really only have to live with it for a couple more years and then it's gone. So in the end, I think a lot of the risks I took did benefit me, but overall, I do regret that I didn't try more than I did.
Yeah, man, my favorite memory of Seminole High School, just hanging with my friends,
My favorite memory at Seminole High School was the day I started and the day that it ends.
The best thing about high school is GSA.
My favorite memory of SHS is when my car broke down in the parking lot and I got stranded here.
My favorite memory of SHS is probably during my sophomore year when I participated in one of the contests at the lunch pep rallies. I entered the hot dog eating contest and won.
My favorite memory of Seminole High School is Final Four, when we almost win the championship.
Best thing about high school is freedom. You get lots and lots of freedom. You can do whatever you want. Enjoy it while it lasts.
The best thing about high school is when you finally walk across that stage and you graduate.
I would say the best thing about high school is like finding yourself, finding your friends, becoming independent, making memories, just like growing up.
The best thing about high school is my friends and my teachers.
The best thing about high school is football and girls.
My favorite memory of HSS is leadership.
The best thing about high school is the sports. Like, I love playing sports and coming to school, doing my academics, and then knowing that I have to play sports, because sports always keep me busy and keep me out of trouble.
The best thing about high school is learning and playing basketball. That was my favorite part of high school, and also the interactions with people, and that was fun.
The best thing about high school is the growth and the success throughout the 4 years.
The best thing about high school is hanging out with friends before games.
Best thing about high school is being able to hang out with your friends.
The best thing about high school is all the clubs and all the friends you meet.
Best thing about high school is the performing arts.
My favorite memory in SHS is my first pep rally.
TJ Hampton, and the best thing about high school for me was football season and seeing all these dunkers around this campus.
My favorite memory of SHS is performing with the marching band.
My favorite memory of SHS is the football games.
My favorite memory of Seminole High School was playing football.
What's up, man? My name is Harold Gainey, and my favorite memory at Seminole High School was Seminole High School.
My favorite memory of SHS is the football games.